Hi and welcome to our 8th episode, and I'm in conversation with the Dean and Director of Six Cricket Academy, Mr. K Jeshwanth. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
In this episode, we speak about balancing life skills, education, and sport. So, could you please give us a review about it?
Uh, Sufi, it's a big challenge for the parent and also the sports person who's taking up the sport. I would say it's a bigger challenge for the parent because you really don't know every child here, because cricket, especially cricket being such a visible sport, everywhere you see on the television, you see your heroes, you see on every ad, it's the cricketer. So every child is leaning towards that, or gets attracted to the sport. Now now it's a challenge for the parent, because earlier I remember, Sufi, when I used to play, I would just walk across, I would get a playground and I would play there and come back. My parents were not really bothered about what I was doing, or was I safe. Today it's not like that. It's a big challenge which the parents are facing, because the city has grown so big and land has become so scarce. It is difficult for you to allow your child to go and play the sport as and where he likes, and also the traffic conditions in Bangalore. It is not safe anymore. So you have to look for a safe environment for the child. So now with that comes in is, where is that safe environment? Whether the like all the problems I told. So it happens outside the city. So now with going outside the city comes in the travel. So with the travel, it is time consuming. So now with time consuming, again we are coming back to the question of balancing life skills. So this is the challenge. Now any sport which a child takes up, it is going to be time consuming, and the world is getting so competitive, and because of the time lost in the sport, it is a challenge for the parent and the child to decide whether to take up a sport or anything. So that is where I say that balancing life skills. See, balancing time is one thing. If you manage time well, you can balance this, what all I just now told. But then my problem here with the parents is, like I initially told, the child is very keen because of various reasons he wants to play the sport. But whether he's good at it, if he is good at it, he has to pursue and he has to make time for all this. But my experience in the academy is, every parent also wants to get into and try their best. Very good. Hats off to you. And it is not only your duty, it also is a responsibility to see that every child deserves to play some sport. It's some physical activity, getting under the sun. I thank all the parents for that. But at the same time, I do not want the child to miss out on something or do something which is not good at. He may be interested in the sport, but is he good at sport? If he is good at it, please pursue and take it forward. Then all the other things which are surrounded by sport comes in handy. And so now it comes to another question now. So how long or when do you think is the time for a child to move on from sport or continue with sport, getting into a professional thing? That could be, I was expecting that question from you, but anyway, that is another challenge. Now my answer to that to the parents is, see, when a child is good in a particular sport or anything like that, he will be in great demand, versus when he is struggling. If I just come back to cricket, the structure in cricket is, there are clubs, there are division cricket, and if you are a good cricketer, you'll be in demand. The clubs will be calling you, the colleges will be calling you, and see, that's a good sign for the parent and the cricketer to understand that, yeah, I belong there. So when that happens, then you start representing the state in your age group and you start excelling there. That is when I think it's a signal for you to say that, yes, I am good, or the parent to accept that my child is good. So now can I take a back step in education and make him a full-time sports person? But if this is not happening, I think education is extremely important, and that is where I bring this balancing life skills, balancing education with sport, because like sport, education is also very, very time consuming, because now you know, Sufi, for you to succeed in life or to be successful in life, you need to have at least a steady job or at least start your own steady business. So I think along with sport, education gives this learnings. So if you can use that, and if the parent can take that, my son is learning so much out of this sport. Not necessarily everybody who comes here who just plays for some time and expecting him to excel in sport. I don't think that's the right way to look at. Every child, everybody who comes here will represent, because like I always tell, the statistics and the data are not in the favor. So these are things. So to conclude on this one point, I say that every child has a right to play any sport, and every parent, it is his responsibility to expose him or her to that sport. But at the same time, you should know when to withdraw, because end of the day, we want all of them to be responsible citizens who can contribute to this society. If they're going to stretch this cricket for a long time, say like in my experience, it starts from under 14, under 16, 19, 22 and 25. At 22, 23, if you know that it's not happening, I think you should branch off and start looking at other things. To summarize the whole thing, Sufi, I would like to say that I've come across many parents who put education to the side and take up sport for a year or two. This will work when your son or a daughter is extremely good in that sport. Just because somebody does it, it's not a good thing. You should be in a position to say that, yeah, my son belongs to this field, so I will go all out. It is not that everyone belongs to that field. And there are so many people who give you these false promises that, we give us 2 years time, we'll make your son, something great in the sport. It is not going to happen. If your son is good, he will, or the daughter is good, he or she will excel. So that is the time where you need to think about taking sport forward. Otherwise, stick to education, and whatever time you have, use it for sport. It's more than enough. And let me tell you another point to all the parents: 2 hours on the cricket field is enough for a beginner or for a intermediate player. Only for a professional, that is when all his time he needs to spend on the cricket ground, and most of it, practicing cricket will be for about an hour, and the rest of the time he's maintaining his fitness. So it is about 2 hours of cricket. Just to 2 hours for making 2 hours of cricket, you need not sideline education. I've seen a lot of parents were saying that we'll let go education for 2 years, 3 years. I don't think it's a good idea. Why can't you do both? We have a lot of success stories where a lot of engineers have come out and played cricket for the country. So when they can do, we can do, because education is far more safer than sport. It's excellent. It's excellent that not everybody becomes a sportsman or everybody excels in that sport. If you excel, it's a great thing. But do we have it? So that is the problem with every kid thinks that he has it. The parent, for various reasons, thinks that he couldn't do it. He did not have the resources. So let me try it on my child. That's not a good thing. If your child has it, please go ahead. Otherwise, like whatever I've told you in this small discussion, please be aware of those things. The end of the day, we want everyone to succeed in their respective fields. Very great for our academy, for me as a cricket coach, for the child if he succeeds as a cricketer. But it doesn't happen with everybody. So I think this answers your questions, and I think I've conveyed quite a bit to the parents. And in our next episode, I would like to bring, how to develop character through sport. So this is what, and thank you.
Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more videos.